Hello, hello. Welcome everyone. Quick test of the captions. And hello, everybody. Welcome to Quest for the Frozen Flame. My name is Michael Dowden, and I will be your host on your adventure for the day. We're going to be doing some session planning. I'm here on the LoreLink channel. We're going to be using our software product LoreLink to do the planning for this Pathfinder adventure path. So I'm really excited to get started on this with you. As a reminder, LoreLink is our Game Master tools for helping you plan, organize, and run your TTRPGs at the table and or online. So I have a really long running multi-year campaign that I've been doing on Quest for the Frozen Flame. This is a Pathfinder 2e adventure, and we've been going through once a month and doing a planning session here together on Twitch. So I'm going, and on YouTube. So you can check us out on YouTube as well. Um, Captions are running on Twitch today, but unfortunately I screwed up a setting, so they are not running on YouTube today. So if you need captions, please move on over to Twitch. It's twitch.tv/LoreLinkRPG. With that, we will go ahead and get started. Let's pull up our sessions. We're going to start by doing a session recap and a little bit of work to plan for the next session. So session 23 is the one that we just completed. I ran this a couple weekends ago with the party, and they did exactly what they set out to do. They burned the tower. They managed to avoid the dragon Venexus, although they did have a flyby. Fortunately, he did not identify them as the culprits of the burning, or things could have gotten very, very ugly very quickly. They didn't go up to, let me pull up a map here really quickly. We can walk through where they went. Let's go to view mode. So on this map, they started out here at this tower. They ran north into these woods. They traipsed through the woods to here. They came across the hills, and in the hills right here, they had an encounter with some advanced scouts from the group they've been trying to evade. So they put them down and then came back across here and up to Vare's homestead, which is where their following had been located. They touched base with everybody there and made plans to move the entire following, at which point they moved the following down south and across and through the woods down to the deserter encampment down here, from which they will be kicking off the next set of adventures. So, a few things we need to do here. Let me pull up a couple of notes. 21, 22. Let's look at, this is, so session 20, I want to look at session 22 and session 23. Because I don't think for session 22, nope, I forgot to do it here. So one of the things, oh, there I did do it. So I did do the XP calculation and everything there. Because we don't yet have players in LoreLink, I am still using a Google Doc to track some of the player notes. I'm going to be moving that over to LoreLink as soon as that feature launches here in a few weeks. Until that time, I have some of my session notes for the players in Google Docs. So I have session 22 here, and we're going to go ahead and write this up. Most important thing that I need is this. And as our time. So we started at the 22nd of Aerodus. We add a bunch of days. That leaves us 5 plus 9 days. So let's look at our timeline really quickly. Okay, so we go from Aerodus, all right, into Rova. Okay. That takes us actually to the 31st of Aerodus. Okay, so we end on 31 Aerodus. Okay, perfect. So we should be able to, wait, Aerodus or Erastus? Did I write my note wrong? No, yeah, Aerodus. Okay, cool. So taking the tower, session 22. Yes, 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 yes. July. Okay, let's take a peek at this real quick. We're gonna go into edit mode. Let's take a look. I may have put some of these in right there. All right, take on the tower, session 22. That's Erastus, not Erodus. I have made a mistake somewhere in one of my calculations, so bear with me. So we ended session 17, the 27th of Erastus. So it appears that when I did, okay, so this is all correct. May, exploring around 18, 19, 20, 21. Interesting. Looks like I did my math wrong, so I need to correct this. If a Rhodus starts at 93, then to 123, which I did do a whole correction on my intervals last time, at least for the months. So now I need to clean up the sessions, it would appear. So session 22 started on the 22nd of Arotus and went to the 31st of Arotus. So let's calculate that. So 123, so session 22, Arotus is 123. So this would have been 123. And minus 9 is 114. So here we go. That's the take on the tower. That's better. That means session 21. Let me look at session 21. It ended on 22nd of Arotus and was 7 days. So it's going to be 114 to 107. Okay, there we go. And then session 20. Yep, perfect. So session 20 is going to start on 107, or end on 107 rather, and it was 8 days, so it takes it back to 99. Let's look at 19. 19. We have notes down here at the bottom on when we were here. Yes. Nope, I didn't actually create notes for session 19. 1 second. That's right. I hadn't finished moving those over to Lorland yet. So session 19. There we go. Plus 1 day, plus 3, 4 days, 5, 6, 7, 8 days. Plus 8 days, 7th of Erotus. That tracks. That'd be the 7th of Erotus. Perfect. So session 19. So it'll be 99 and 90. Okay. And that's session 19. Session 18 is going to end on 90. Let's look at session 18. I'm not going to go any further back to fix my timeline, at least right now. Okay, there's session 18. Let's go ahead and look at my notes. Session 18. All right, 30th of Arrest, just 3 days, so 87. Interesting. The numbers were correct. They were just off by like 30, so that's super weird. I was like a whole month off. I feel like I calculated based on Erastus instead of Erotus by mistake at some point in time. So I got my months confused at some point. But looking through my older notes, we definitely went through Erastus and into Erotus. So we're definitely up to the correct location there. So with that said, let's go to the notes for session 23. Session 23 notes, it looks like we did 3, 6, 7, 17 days in total. Okay. So I don't have it on here yet. 17. Blue screen green earth. Oh, I have to add the interval. This is gonna be an interval for burn the tower. Interval burn the tower. We're going to associate session 23 as opposed to doing it from here. We said, bugger. I apparently have a short memory, so let's go back into the timeline. Session 22 says it ended on 123. Okay, so we're going to start on 123. So 123 plus a total of 17 days is 140. Yeah. Boom. And we get that added into the list. So now we have session 23 in here. And we're going to make a note back here in session 23. Okay. I'm going to edit this note here. And we're going to make a couple things here. So we know that ends on 31 Erotus. And now I need to calculate experience because I did not calculate the experience. No, hold on. I said that wrong. We ended session 22 on the 31st of Erotus, so let's edit this. And so this started on 31 Erotus. And on the 17th of, let's look at my months. It would be September, Rova. Okay, cool. And on the 17th of Rova. So they're trying to get the following out of the valley before winter. It's already midway through September. As we all know, that means fall is setting in. And so there is definitely some time pressure happening at this point in the adventure. So that is the start and end. So this is session 22, start and end. We've got reputation gain, we've got experience. So I'm going to save that again and expand it. Now we're going to go back to 23, this one we just completed. Because I've been behind, let's go ahead and calculate some experience for this. So to do that, I'm going to use Archives of Nethys to look up some of these things. So let me switch my view here really quickly to show you all of my windows. And we're going to go to Archives of Nethys and look up some experience. So they got Burning Mammoth Scouts. Let's go ahead and pull up the session 23 and we'll start to go through, look at what all they did. Specifically, the Encounter of the Advanced Scouts, that's the main thing they're getting experience for. And oh, that's the location. Let's go to the event. Okay, cool. Let's search for experience because I can never remember it off the top of my head. Okay, the party level right now is, I think, 4, 5, 6, 6. Checking my last notification to the players. To level 3, level 4, level 5. At level 6, that was several sessions ago. So yeah, they're level 6 now. Going on to level 7. Okay, so because they're level 6, we're going to look at each of these in order. It's not going to be a lot of experience, I don't think. I didn't mean to. There we go. So the mage for hire is a creature level 3. So that's 3 below. So that's only 15 experience. Ooh, might be time to boost some of these creatures just a little bit. I feel like it's super weird, the timing of where things go in this adventure. I feel like a lot of things have been grossly underpowered, even though I've been following it to the book. So I feel like I may need to level up a few things, especially maybe the Venexus encounter needs to level up just a little bit, make it at least a little bit scary or interesting. So here we okay. Why do I have this same there? Close that up. There we go. There is my notes that I'm working on taking. So we're going to put a few things in here. The scouts, yeah, because I can spell. So that's plus 15 XP plus we had 2 trackers, which are these guys. Also creature 3, so that's another 30 XP. Plus bandits as a creature 2, so that's even less. So that's 10, that's 20 XP. Additionally, they burned the tower, which I think I already gave them credit for in here. Let's look at their XP for subduing the tower. Yeah, gave them experience for subduing the tower. I am going to give them experience award for moving the following. So we're going to call that a moderate accomplishment for 30 XP. Um, okay, so 30, 60, 70, 80, 95 XP. And that brings our total, because we were at 510 before, 510 plus 95 is 605 XP. So they're closing in. In Pathfinder, you level at 1,000 experience, and then you basically what you do is you reset back down to 0. So let's say they blew past it and they ended up with 1,200 experience. They would subtract 1,000. They would have 200 experience left, and they would hit another level. That's kind of how the leveling works. You can do milestone experience. I've been doing calculating XP for this one. I I might start doing milestones soon. It's starting to become cumbersome to keep track of, quite frankly. Um, I did it this way because it is a little sandboxy because you can do things in specific order, and um, I wanted the players to get the credit for the things they did, regardless of the sequence of events in the adventure. It's kind of where it was coming from on doing that. At the end of the day, I'm not sure I love it. Um, so that happened. They also, and this is important, Lalandra has an elk mount. That was from befriending the elk. Oops, there we go. And we're going to add to the following. What have we added to the following? Oh yeah, Bear joins as a lieutenant. Don't ask me to spell lieutenant live on stream. I'm sorry, can't be bothered. um, and then all of these items. We're going to move these things down here. So there's some loot, the spell book. Oh, that's right, there was a spell book. So I'm going to come here to the Mage for Hire. The Mage for Hire actually has the following spells in their spell book. So that's what's in the spell book. I'm just formatting this really quickly, make it a little easier to read. So again, thanks for joining everybody. We're going through and doing some session planning um, for Pathfinder Quest for the Frozen Flame using Lorelink. I am right now, this is the only adventure that I am running as a GM. So the way my gaming group works is that a bunch of us do GMing. In fact, most of us are running at least one game. So one of our players is actually GMing, I think, 3 different adventures right now simultaneously. 2 of them are like online games that we do weekend evenings. One of them is an in-person game that we do on weekends once a month. And then we have another player that is also running one game that's a monthly game. I'm running a monthly game. Um, and then one of our other players is running a bi-weekly game that we do online. So like that is 6 campaigns that I am in the middle of right now. Uh, but between running and playing, that is very exciting and borderline unheard of. I know that one of the hardest parts is actually, scheduling things, and boy, do I feel you. I'm not saying it's easy, but we've been doing at least a couple, between 2 and 5 games a month, counting the online ones for years now, and it's been pretty wonderful. Definitely one of my favorite pastimes. All right. Cool. So there's our spell book. Looks pretty good. Make sure that that gets saved now. Right now that's secret from players. So what we're going to do is, I'm actually going to edit this. Save that. Now we're going to create a new note for the players. Okay, this one I'm going to make available to the players because this is going to be what they get. Joins following. Save that. Okay, so now I've got notes for me, and what I can do, just to make my life a little bit easier, save that. Pull that GM notes and save it. Oops, hold on, that is, I did that exactly backwards. And that's exactly why I need to do it. Okay, cool. There's the GM notes. Let's go back to 22. So this is the second. So this is secret from players. So we're going to call this GM notes, and I'm going to come down to the bottom. No, I'm going to take this. Start it on there. I did they, oh, loot. Save this, and then we're going to create a new note. Boom. Now we have player notes and GM notes there on session 22 and session 23. Okay, that was the first thing that I need to do. The next thing that I need to do now is actually come into the book. I want to double check really quickly if there was any reputation for this. Actually, I should be able to. Um, Counter advanced scouts. I don't have it tagged as reputation, but what I can do is go into my tags and go to my reputation tag. It's going to show me locations and events. Okay, so they got no reputation for the things that happens during this session, technically. However, I think that's not quite right. So let me double check one little thing in here. In the, well, they brought a family back together, and I thought there was a reputation point for that. Ashen Tower, Entry Cave, Middle Caverns. Right. New Kick joins the following as a lieutenant. Okay, cool. There it is. New Kick joins the following, so they gain 2 reputation. Let me go and check session 22 notes. Plus 2 reputation, so they need 2 more reputation. Okay, so session 23 on the player notes. New Kick as a lieutenant and plus 2 reputation for bringing the family together. Okay. Let's do a quick reputation check. So they had plus 2 reputation session 23, plus 2 for session 24. Let's go look through the other session notes because I don't remember what the current number is. So let's look at that. Session 21 and 20. No reputation. And so this is how I usually prefer to write my player notes. I've just been a little bit lazy recently. I'm going to fix that up soon. But there's no reputation listed there. Okay. Session 20. No reputation. Okay. I think this was their first opportunity to earn reputation. Just checking one more thing. Okay. Yep, I have no other reputation listed. And again, one more time, looking at the reputation. Attack on the year, we got that. They haven't run into that yet. Haven't run into that yet. Haven't run into that yet. Locations. Nope. Just that. Secluded Plateau A20. Let's double check this. Ah, yes, they did start with some reputation. Aha, they did earn some reputation. Three, 4, 5. They got 5 reputation there. Okay, so this is 5 reputation from A20. Secluded Plateau. Let me go back. I figure out when that was. Cavern. Okay, so that would have been session 14, maybe? Or 15. Okay, so there was a Griffin's Spirit. So there we go. I didn't write very good notes on this. So it turns out good note taking is important, and this is why I've been doing all my notes right here in Lurlink because it makes my life so much easier because I can find everything. Because now I have to go back up for my older stuff before I get everything into Lurlink. So before last year, when everything went early access, I was still doing everything in docs, and I've been slowly moving everything over. It's just not quite all there yet for some of the older stuff. And it looks like there it is. Met with Ikui, took them to the. Let's look at 11, 10, 11, 12 sessions. Pass. Did that. Into the cave to explore. Did that. There it is. And I need to mark there. Plus 5 reputation. Okay, so now that I've figured that out, that means that here in session 23 notes, I need to make a note that They have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They currently have 9 reputations. So the same way that I do that for experience, I show what the current XP total is. I'm going to do that for rep as well. They can see what the current reputation is. So let's do a little check here. What do they need for reputation? Okay. Enters when they start getting into okay, chapter 3 begins with the party enters Layuba, Sitaki village. Basically, the players have decided to more or less make a beeline for Layuba on the next adventure. So, just to show out what that means here, um, going back to the map, it means that they are um, they're going to start here where the following is, and they've decided to kind of work their way up and around and over through staying in the wooded areas and away from Venexus Eye, come down here to the village down here. I believe that is the plan. So they're going to go up, over, and around. At some point in time, they're going to have to clear out the plains before they can move the following through, but they want to kind of take Venexus on heads on right now before getting to that point. So, couple big challenges for me as the GM. So that's page 46. Let's go up to the top right quick. So, if we look at the thing here, should reach 7th level before they enter Layuba. Currently, that's not happening. So that's something I'm going to have to figure out. Maybe they just are a little bit underpowered before they enter Layuba, or maybe I'm going to have to find a way to reroute them or give them stuff to level them up or whatever. So that's going to be challenge number 1. Challenge number 2 is that jumps us into the next chapter. What's interesting is I fully anticipate that they are going to not finish the valley. They're going to come in here and then probably sweep through and clear some things out later. At which point in time is probably going to be basically a walk in the park, except that they're going to run into an increasing number of burning mammoth scouts, probably. All right, so they enter Layuba, this is Teka village, that's where they're headed. It isn't a hard transition. The party might enter Layuba well before they're done with their tasks. Yeah, correct. They're free to leave the village as often as they desire. See reputation on the following page. There we go. 0 to 10 reputation points. The characters are total strangers. Most Itaka consider them dangerous outsiders and report them to Ashen Swale's minions. So, right now they have 9 reputation. They need at least a couple points of reputation to really get anywhere. So they've just started getting reputation points. What's interesting is I don't see how they're going to get 41 reputation points based upon what's in here. Maybe I'm losing my mind, but let's take a quick gander at this. I know I've done this before, but let's go to the very beginning of the doc. Fine. We're going to do a little reputation scan. Reputation plays a pivotal role. Yeah, They don't need to know that. They just need to track it. Right. They did not make it to the secluded plateau. Yeah, actually they did. And that's where they got the 5 reputation. So that's the first point. That was what I just tracked down. So they got this 5 reputation out of a max of 6. I think it's wise that they didn't go after that 6th one, quite frankly. Um, they skipped A21, which also lost them out on 1 reputation. Yeah. Hey, you need to earn reputation. Sure, 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 sure. How do we do that? If the party conquers the Ashen Tower and kills Turkic, they gain 2 rep. If Nukiak joins the Felling, they gain 2 more. That's where we get up to 9. So we've done all that. Now, they kill the Roru. B35. Bloody Fork. There it is, though. So they haven't made it there yet. So that's an opportunity. Um, so just here, let's pull this back up. Oops, I guess I already had one open. So they have 9 right now. I'm just going to assume they get everything they could get at this point in time. We're going to keep track what the max total could be. For each character who is beneficial to the hunt. Okay. So they could possibly gain up to 6 there. Gain 2 there. 1, 2, 3. They could get a max of 3 there. Plus 2. Plus 2. So this is before we've even hit chapter 3. They could have hit 25. Okay. So that gets them modest reputation. They're able to hide and pass and do what they need to do. So they're coming in, they need to get at least 3 before they enter the town, or they're going to have problems. Or they're going to get reported to Ashenswell right away. There's something hidden on the page. Okay. Now they can get 2 more. Either attack rolls a critical success, the party gains 2 reputation points, otherwise 1. That's incredible luck, but okay. They could get up to 3 more there. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, but then they can start that. So they can get up to 30, at which point in time they have to start doing deeds they can do, and those deeds can get them up to 40 reputation. If they do all these deeds over and over and over again. So it is possible. They're not going to get up to 40 without doing deeds. So even at 30, they get 30 without deeds, which could potentially. So they can end up in here with very little effort on their way. Probably they'll get there on their way to the town. This will require them to do some additional exploring and or deeds. If they do exploring and deeds, it'll get them here, but they're going to have to hyper focus and like do a lot of work and spend some time and commitment if they want to get all the way up to the full trust of the Sataki leaders. My guess is they're going to end up somewhere in one of these 2 camps and then move on against Venexus. So let's see where we are with Venexus. Finally, the tenant with inside of the villagers, gain 2. Remain conscious, gain reputation. The Blood Owl will share the details of their plan when one of the, or more of the following conditions is met. The party has more than 40 reputation, they completed all available deeds, there are less than 2 weeks remaining in the month of Lamachan, or you feel the players are ready to progress the story. Okay, cool. So I don't want to make the players feel like they have to do chores per se, but we might probably going to spend, my guess is, and I'm going to go ahead and outline this while we're talking about it. So let's go ahead and create some sessions. I'm going to go into edit mode in the sessions list. I'm going to create session 24. And this is going to be Journey to Layuba. Did I spell that correctly? Whatever. Journey to Layuba. That's going to be getting to the town. Okay. Then session 24, or sorry, session 25. It's going to be doing chores for reputation. It's basically going to be questing for rep so that they can earn the trust of the people. And then session 26, more than likely, is going to be attack on Venexus. Thereabouts. Okay. And so theoretically, give me one moment and I will add a couple notes to here. I believe session 24 this is technically my I'm still planning it, but it's my active. It's going to be in the next session, so I'm going to call it active. Then we're going to go to session 25. And then the next one. Because we already have our game scheduled out. Believe it or not, you have to do it well in advance if you want to get time with people, especially busy people. But there we go. So session 24, 25, 26 are there. Now I can also go and do something else. So let's go ahead and switch back to Lower Link focus mode here. There we go. Zoom in a little bit. Okay. We are going to start here. So we've got session 24. Yeah, let's go back to the session list. So let's clear some tabs. We're gonna go to session 23, which is the one we just finished. We're gonna go to session 24. So session 23, looking at our notes, we ended on 17 of Rova, which means we're going to start on 17 of Rova. Let's go ahead and create some notes. They're going to, I can actually keep that there. I don't necessarily care if the players can see this in the description. So start on the 17th of Rova. Let's do one more thing. They're going to visit something, head towards Layuba. We know they're doing that. And now we're going to check my spelling. Layuba. Yep, I've been spelling it correctly. Good. So they're going to hit all these spots. They're probably going to hit B30. So time to start pulling things in. So locations, it's associate B30. Actually, let's look at locations. Yeah, none of these. Yeah, B33 and 34 we might want to pull in. They did talk about following the way markers, so we'll see. 33 and 38. 33, 37, 38. There's 34 deadfall. Oh, down there. Oh, that's possible. With selected, they actually did do that. So with selected, we're going to copy to existing session, session 24. Copy. Cool. Now, session 24 has those in it. So 30, 33, 34. I want to add 37 and 38 because they talked about hitting the way marker, at which point they'll probably find this shrine. And we are aware, by the way, of the fact that these items are not sorted and are not, you can't do type ahead search in this particular location, that there's a fix coming for that. So fear not. It really became a problem once you got a really, really big campaign like this. So that's something we're working on. I've got 35 and 36 potentially. There's 36, let's do 35. And let's go ahead and add a Silayuba. That is where they're planning to end up. Oh, they're actually going to start on B18, so that's a good note. Let's go ahead and select, copy to session 24. Thanks. Cool. All right. So they're starting at the deserter encampment. Perfect. It's all of those items. They could end up hitting these. If they do go up that high, I will pull them in, but I'm expecting them to either go straight across or up and down. So those are the locations that I'm going to pull in. Let's take a peek at our events. Okay. Event 3 and event 2. By mid-Erodus. Oh, that's what I screwed up. I screwed up what time it was because I screwed up my other thing. So mid-Erodus, a group of frost giants. So we are in mid-Erodus now. So as they move, they weren't in mid-Erodus, but it took them 17 days to move the following. So now there's going to be a group of frost giants. So a group of frost giants leave Avaris's army and circle around the valley. The party notices the frost giants trekking across the southern mountains the next time they stop at a vantage point. So see vantage points. All right. This has no immediate impact, but the frost giant attack to come in the next venture brings tenders. Okay, so let's look at vantage points. So I'm going to add this event to the session. So event 2, splitting forces. I've been through war brands, but happens by mid-Rova. Okay, they've cleared and they start coming through big time. Okay, we're not there yet. So we're at splitting forces. Pressures the frost giant to attack to come in the next adventure. Okay. Vantage points. So let's look at the vantage points. We have tags for that. Cool. Love tags. Tags are great. Vantage points. Right now, we have vantage points on just 2 locations. So I'm guessing I've missed some. So let me do a quick search. I've probably missed tagging some things. I have details on so the vantage, if I look at the vantage points here, boop, it tells me, I know, hold on. There it is. The vantage point notes here matches the vantage point notes here. Fine. Let's go ahead and find next. B4 is a vantage point. Yep. B22 is a vantage point. Wow, really? All right, so it turns out there's only 2 vantage points. They made a big deal about vantage points and you can see things from vantage points, but they didn't give you very many. So that sucks. And they've already moved past the obvious vantage points by this point. So I guess it's going to be up to me to find a specific place that I would consider a vantage point on the map. So let's take a quick peek at the map. You gotta love writing. So sometimes on these packaged adventures, they have these really good ideas that they just completely fail to commit to. So where would be a good vantage point? These are not up high enough. Yeah, so they have vantage points over here and vantage points over here. There's just, I would argue that the Glacial Palace is a vantage point. Let's actually explore that for a second. Let's look at some details. A massive tower of solid ice that completely blocks the eastern pass leading out of Lost Mammoth Valley. But it is a tower, a massive tower. Let's look at the map of this. They have a map in here of the tower. Oh, there you go. To the Glacial Palace. Okay, give me a second. We may very well find that we have extra maps. Let's switch to this view where you can see the maps that I'm loading. Okay. Calamity Caves, which we've been to, the Lost Mammoth Valley. Some different places they can run into. Scorched Vale of Hearth. And there we go, the Ashen Tower. Oh, yeah. I didn't even know that was there. Cool. They had maps of the Ashen Tower. I didn't even know those existed, and I didn't use them. Good for me. Mini Christmas. I forgot to double check the maps insert, basically. Okay, Glacial Palace. It's really surrounded by ice, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say that. Let's look at D6. Let's look at D6.